In this episode, I'm going to share my top 10 all-time NBA playmakers list. Now listen, everyone understands the importance of a solid NBA floor general. But there's so many debates in barbershops. You know what I'm saying? You can have debates with your homies on the basketball court. Wherever you talk basketball, people are talking about who are the top 10 GOATs when it comes to distributing the basketball. Today, I'm going to go over my top 10 list, and I promise you, you are going to be shocked with what I run down for you. Listen. This is the GOAT Listed podcast where we run down NBA top 10 list. I'm your host, Robin Marks. You can connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Game Pick Podcast. You can also catch me at Robin Marks. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop a comment with the words free shirt for your chance to win some swag from the Fantasy Sports Shop. You can get a shirt similar to this, our Stat War shirt. We have a bunch of them. If you want to win a free shirt, all you have to do is comment on the YouTube channel, free shirt. Now, I love talking about these lists, and it's always really fun. But the big thing that I like to go over before we even start is your opinion versus my opinion. Now, people have these discussions all the time. They're like, yo, Robin, your list is whack. I don't like your list. It sucks. It ain't whatever. They might cuss, whatever the case may be. But my list is my list. And the difference between my list and most people's list is that they ain't got no daggone criteria. They out here just willy-nilly, like, yo, oh my God, I love Michael Jordan. He's my favorite. Oh my God, I love Larry Bird. Oh, he's so awesome. But they don't have any criteria. So what you hear from people when you get these daggone top 10 lists is their favorite players. They not talking about, yo, this is why I believe this person is the best. They're just giving straight opinions, open, flying in the air with no structure. What we do here on GOAT Listed, we start every episode off with giving you the actual criteria. So let's get into it. So my criteria for the top 10 of all-time NBA playmakers. Number one is assist regular season leader titles or assist titles. So how many times were they the regular season champ for assists? That is one of our points in our criteria, right? So how many times did they lead the league in assists, y'all? That's what we are looking for. Second, number two, what are the total career assists? Where do they rank on the all-time list for assists? You know what I'm saying? Like, where do they rank? Number three, which is something that I threw in last just because I was looking at my list and I was like, it doesn't make sense. There's something missing here, right? I had kind of a missing link when it came to my criteria, and I figured out what it was. It is their active status or their current status. Are they still in the league? A player who's still in the NBA has the opportunity to maybe move up the list at some point. So I would say their current status is something that we're going to weight in this criteria. And then the last thing, which I always include in all of our lists, which I would be silly if I didn't, which is my personal opinion. Like where My opinion matters in the discussion. However, it is not weighted as heavily as the actual metrics, right? So that's one thing. Again, everyone is going to have their own opinion, but I always like to make sure that we note that the personal opinion is not weighted as heavily as the other areas of criteria. If you have questions about that, let me know in the comments. But that's how it's going down. We about to rock and roll. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and jump into this list. So we're going to start with number 10. Now, number 10 is a player. We're going to start with number 10 on the all-time NBA playmaker list. Number 10 is someone that I struggled. This is someone that I literally sat here last night like, oh my God, they're going to roast me so bad if I put this guy, on this list. And I would add, there's someone else who should be on this list, and I'll tell you who that person is in the honorable mention section of this video. But there's somebody who should actually be in this position, but just off of name value alone, and also just other aspects of their of their performance over the years. And then the fact that we have this current status as one of our criteria points. Like, this player is still playing, the one that I'm going to talk about, and the player that should have his spot is out of the league. So he doesn't have much more growth to do. So number 10 on the all-time NBA playmaker list, James Harden. Yes, James Harden is number 10 on my list. He is actually the cover boy of this episode on our YouTube thumbnail. Like, I love James Harden. And I was like, he don't even need to be on this list until I looked at the criteria. James Harden has 2 regular season assist leader titles. He has 2. In terms of total career assist, he is 20th all time in the NBA. Did you know that? James Harden is 20th in the history of the game for assists. That man be dropping some dimes. So, it is what it is. I try my best not to get too caught up when people disagree, but I know people are going to disagree with that one, but he can't help it. He is a GOAT. He is a GOAT. Okay, so number 9 on this list. Number 9 on the NBA all-time playmakers list is a 2-time NBA champion from the Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. So Isaiah is coming in 9. So I know what people are saying. How can you put Isaiah 9th and you put Harden 10th? Well, Isaiah had only one NBA assist leader title, and he's 10th all time, which is heavily weighted, right? So that moves him up a little bit. However, when it comes to his current status, he's not playing. He's been retired for years. So there's no more growth for him. James Harden, and this is a really good one that I was thinking about last night. James Harden, in fact, in the later parts of his career, has really leaned into being a playmaker. Where before, in his Houston years, when he was averaging 36 points and still dishing out, 8, 9 assists, he had to, bear the brunt of most of the offensive responsibilities, including facilitating, including scoring. Wherever he plays next year, and his time in Philadelphia and in Brooklyn, he was really a facilitator. He was officially a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the reason why I have him so close to Zeke there. He's 10th, Zeke is 9th, but I have him close there because obviously he still has some room to grow. Number 8 on this list. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook averaged triple doubles 4 times in his NBA career, y'all. He averaged a triple-double 4 times, which is insane. In 2016, 2017, he led the league in scoring at 31.6 points per game. But check this out. He also had 10.7 rebounds. And the category we're discussing today, he had 10.4 assists. Like, how you average a triple double with 31.6 points a game, man. I don't think people really respect how good, how great Russell Westbrook is. The latter part of his career has kind of put him in some category of no man's land where he's not an elite basketball player. Man, this guy in his prime, one of the best players we've ever seen. Russell Westbrook has 3 assist titles, and he's 9th all time on the all-time assist leaders list. So he's 9th all time in assists, and he has 3 of the assist titles. So that puts him at number 8. Number 7 on the all-time top 10 playmakers list, LeBron James. I know people are like, what? Like LeBron James? LeBron James never wins assist titles. What are you talking about? Well, actually, in 2019, 2020, LeBron James won his first and only assist title. So he does have one. But check this out. LeBron James is 4th all time in assists in NBA history. Your man literally is the all-time leading scorer and the 4th all-time assist leader. And guess what? If history proves itself, LeBron James is going to tack on more and more assists because your man ain't going nowhere. He is literally, I guess, a vampire. Like, he don't age. He don't get older. He just like continues to keep chugging along, but at an elite level. We have never seen anything like this. Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, all of these guys later on in their career, even Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Even Kobe, like towards the end of his career, he tapered off a little bit. His stats weren't what they were. LeBron just it's not like he even gets better. He just stays consistent. It's wild. He is a GOAT. He is a GOAT. Forget that. All right. So that was Harden at 10, Isaiah at 9, Westbrook at 8, LeBron at 7. Next up, this one gonna make y'all mad, y'all. This one gonna make y'all mad. I'm pretty confident this one's gonna make y'all mad. This is who we got in the chat. We got Candy on 240. Candy said Harden is crazy. Yes. Yeah, Curry doesn't fit the criteria. I think Curry is a better player than Harden in terms of playmaker. The criteria for Candy on 240, the criteria is their assist titles, where they rank in all-time leaders. Are they still playing? Their activity status, are they still playing in the league? And then the last thing is my personal opinion. So Steph Curry has never won an assist title, so he doesn't qualify for this list. I hope that makes sense. All right. So number 5 is going to make you mad, y'all. Let me get a sip of this coffee because y'all about to get mad. Y'all about to get really mad. Okay, number 5. This one I struggled with. I had an internal battle. Like I was like having this conversation with myself, and it was just like, Robin, like you can't say this. You can't say this on the airwaves. You can't say this on your podcast. You can't say this on YouTube. Like, what are the people gonna think? What are they gonna say? They're gonna call you a noob. They're gonna call you a casual. And then I told myself, I said, come on, man. You think I give a flying patootin about all of that? Come on, man. Bring the heat. Bring the heat. Keep it real. You got a criteria. Stick to your criteria. So number 5 on the all-time NBA playmakers list. Man, y'all gonna be mad on this one. Gonna be mad. Irving Magic Johnson. Yes, I said it. He is number 5 on my list. And I know a lot of people, I even looked it up. I think it was I want to say Fadeaway World. They have him number 1, which to me is insane. Like Magic Johnson, aesthetically, court vision wise, was one of, if not the best playmaker in NBA history. And he is very high on this list. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and, maybe even thousands of players that have, passed the ball in the NBA, played the point guard position, or been a good facilitator. But for this criteria, Magic is 5th, and that's it. So he has 4 league assist titles. Just 4. Russell Westbrook has 3. You know what I'm saying? Come on. In terms of where he ranks all time, he is 7th all time. LeBron James is 4th all time. Russell Westbrook is 9th. That's not too far off. Now, I know what people will argue. He retired early. I believe Magic Johnson was 31 years old when he retired. He had to retire early because of his HIV status. I understand that. But that has nothing to do with this criteria. So I'm not giving hypothetical metrics to people. I'm not saying like, oh, well, because he retired at 31 and when he came back at 36, he wasn't the same player. He was playing power forward. Let's take that into consideration. That's not a part of my criteria ever on GOAT Listed. Hypotheticals don't exist here. We live in a real world, y'all, where there are actual numbers, metrics, data that tell the story. And the story says that Magic Johnson is number 5. I know y'all gonna be mad about that. Listen, I am super excited to talk about our favorite fantasy sports partner. And I'm not joking when I say our favorite fantasy sports partner, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the best place to play fantasy sports, including best ball, daily drafts, and pick'em. Start drafting in minutes for a shot at big cash and an enhanced game watching experience. Did I mention that Kevin Durant and Mark Cuban invested in Underdog? Once I heard about those cosigns, I had to spread the news. Sign up today and use the code GAMEPICK, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. It's like getting free money. To sign up, download the Underdog Fantasy app on Android or iOS, wherever you download your favorite apps. Now, we are about to get into the next segment, which is the top five NBA playmakers of all time. Yes, we are. And this is halftime of the game, y'all. We about to do the next 5, which I'm really excited about. So let's jump right in. Number 5, Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson used to be the triple-double king until Russell Westbrook came along, but you still got to pay respect to the big O. Check this out. Oscar Robertson had 6 assist titles, y'all. 6 regular season assist titles. So that is crazy. Like a lot. On this list, that is the most. Look, Magic got 4, LeBron got 1, Westbrook got 3, Isaiah got 1, Harden got 2. Oscar got 6. And he's 8th all time. So I know it's not a name that rings bells. You often get crickets when you hear his name. Like the younger generation, they don't know who he is. They don't know the big O. Me personally, I didn't have a chance to witness it in real time, but I do my homework and I knew about this guy way before triple doubles, leading the league in triple doubles in the current NBA era was a thing. Before Russell Westbrook started doing what he does, like I knew about the Big O. So he's on this list, 6 assist titles, 8th all time in assists. Let's move along. This one, really easy for me. At number 4, we got Steve Nash. He has 5 titles, league assist titles. 5. He's 5th all time on the assist leaders list. Listen, the numbers are the numbers. When Steve Nash was kicking y'all, like he did all of this when he was in his 30s, right? He was already an older player. He was getting those. He got those assist titles in a three-peat and then in a back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? So he had one three-peat and he had one back-to-back for assist leader in the NBA. You know how hard that is. He also won a bunch of MVPs. During that run, Steve Nash was that guy. I know people talk about Shaq robbed him for, he robbed Shaq for the MVP a couple of years. I understand why people would say that, but when it comes to playmakers in the NBA, there is no doubt that Steve Nash ranks as one of the elite playmakers in NBA history. That's why we have him at number 4 all time. Number 3, a player who has been in a lot of different systems, played for a lot of different coaches for teams all over the NBA and all over the country. But one thing that remained the same, the constant factor, was that this guy puts up numbers. Even later in his career, he is still dishing out some dimes. Listen, number 3 all time playmaker in NBA history, CP3, aka Chris Paul. Chris Paul has 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 league assist titles. He's led the league in assists 5 times in his career. But check this out. He is number 3 all time on the all-time assist list. So he's up there. He's number 3. So to give you context, just to remind you, Nash is number 5 all time. Oscar Robertson is number 8. Magic is number 7 all time. LeBron is number 4, right behind CP3. Westbrook is number 9. Isaiah Thomas is number 10. And Harden is number 20. Criteria. I'm not just saying who the best guy who I like to watch pass, y'all. Come on. You can't have this discussion if you don't have criteria. You just talking about who your favorite is. And that's not what we do here. We do numbers. We do the math. We use calculators. No, we don't. Anyway, let's move along. So number 5 was Oscar Robertson, 4 Nash, 3 CP3. Really quick, this episode is brought to you by the Fantasy Sports Shop on Etsy. Grab your exclusive fantasy sports swag today. And if you have ideas for the next drop, let us know in the comments section of this episode. Also, this month, we will be giving away a shirt to one of our community members. So all you have to do is comment the words free shirt. To take a look at what we have in stock, all you have to do is visit bit.ly/fantasy sports shop. That's bit.ly/fantasy sports shop. Now let's get into our top 2 NBA playmakers of all time. Number 2, Jason Kidd. What? People are like, what? What's happening? What? How could you? What? Did you just say Jason Kidd? Yes, I said Jason Kidd. And I'll tell you why. Listen, Jason Kidd had 5 assist titles. He's also number 2 all time. He's number 2 on the list. So when we talk about criteria, he meets the criteria of being one of the top guys. So his 5 titles and his 2 and being ranked number 2 on the list puts him there. And now we're going to go into the top all-time number one GOAT in NBA history for assists, the playmaker, the GOAT of playmakers in the history of the NBA, in the storied history of the league, of the association. I could give you two guesses, but you probably only need one. Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT, number one, John Stockton. Now, listen, let me get a sip of this coffee before I say this. And I want to be very clear. I am not a John Stockton fan. I'm old enough where I lived to watch John Stockton play. Never been a John Stockton fan. Don't like the way he operates on the court. It's effective, it's efficient, it's not fun to watch. It's not Magic. It's not CP3. It's not LeBron. It's really, really vanilla, right? But despite my personal opinion, which is weighted in this decision, right? It's a smaller portion. And maybe in the future, let me know if you guys want me to break down the percentage, the weight percentage of each criteria point. So that way you can know, for example, like, let's say 25% is league titles, 25% is, all-time list, 50% is personal opinion, something like that. But in this case, personal opinion is probably like 5% of the game on this one. Like, you cannot deny he literally is like the Bill Russell of assists. Walk with me. John Stockton led the league in assists 9 times. You ready for this? 9 consecutive times. Let that sink in. John Stockton led the league in assists for 9 years in a row. No one has done that. Again, I prefer Magic over Stockton all day, but like, I'm not out here talking about my favorite list. I'm not talking if I would have said who's your favorite playmaker, then maybe Magic and LeBron would have been at the top of this list. Word up. Maybe even Pistol Pete Maravich would have been on this list. Even LaMelo Ball. I love LaMelo Ball. I might have put it because he's one of my favorite playmakers because I love how flashy he is. But this ain't a flashy contest, y'all. This is a metrics game. And the metrics say that John Stockton won 9 consecutive assist titles from 1987-88 season to the 95-96 season. He was winning assist titles when LL Cool J was dropping records all the way up to Wu-Tang. He was covering eras like, it's almost like it went from black and white TV to color TV, like the fatback TVs to flat screen TVs. You know what I'm saying? Like, your man's longevity and consistency, even one year he was averaging like 14 assists a game, y'all. I can't. So that's it. That's what I have to say. John Stockton is the greatest playmaker in NBA history. If you disagree, just let me know in the comments. All that I ask is that you're respectful. Because some of y'all out there, like some of these knuckleheads out here, y'all hide behind these computer screens and get so tough about talking NBA. Like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm just out here cooking up content for y'all to make you think, to make you have a conversation about the thing that we all love, which is the NBA. So, as always, I have a short honorable mentions list. And don't forget, I'm going to mention the player that I struggled with leaving off this list, the guy that should be number 10, maybe, in a lot of people's opinion, or just, statistically, according to my criteria, he should maybe be number 10 instead of Harden. So, My first honorable mention is Bob Cousy. He has 8 league assist titles and 20. He's ranked 21st on the all-time assist list. I never got the chance to watch Bob Cousy, just the video of him like dribbling out the clock when the Celtics won the championship. But he's not on the list, and he's not the player that should have took James Harden's spot. That's the person I'll mention last. Next up on the honorable mention list is Gary Payton. He has zero league assist leader titles, and also he was ranked 11th all time for assists. So Gary Payton is my next honorable mention. And the last guy, this guy, it shocked me. In my research, I didn't even know about this. I was like, really? He got how many assist titles? Like, it just didn't even add up to me, right? Again, this guy's an NBA champion, has played in a bunch of different uniforms, and maybe, let me know if you agree, maybe should be in James Harden's spot. This list will do it again next year, most likely. This might change if Harden doesn't tack on a bunch of assists. So my last honorable mention is Rajon Rondo. Yes, Rondo. Excuse me. Rondo has 3 assist leader titles, y'all. Assist champion 3 times. I had no idea. 2 of those times were with Boston. 1 of those times was with the Sacramento Kings. That's wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Really crazy. And he also is ranked 14th all time for assists, which again, I had no idea Rondo was that high. And I think Rondo still has some something left in the tank. So hopefully he'll get another chance to play in the league. Listen, this has been super duper fun. If you love these NBA GOAT debates, please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to keep the discussion going, please join our free Discord at bit.ly/GamePickPodcast. Let me know what your top 10 playmaker list is in the comments. If you agree, disagree, I want to hear from you. And wherever you're tuning in from, make sure you let us know the city that you're in so we can shout you out. I'm Robin Marks, and we'll see you next time on GOAT Listed.